Hello everybody, my name is Markiplier and welcome back to Iron Lung. I was saving this. There was an update to the game. A long time ago. I think it was pretty soon after we were done filming the movie. The main filming of the movie. There were many other pickup shots that we did. I'll get into that later. But I was saving this because I wanted to play the cheat code update. The cheats update. The cheating update. I wanted to play it after I was officially done with the movie, which I am. I mean, okay, so obviously the movie is not out, but the main sprint of what I was doing is now done. This has been the longest run of pure work that I've ever done in my entire life. This has been the most arduous thing that I've ever taken on. It has required the most of me, and it has required the most of my concentration for the longest period of time than anything I've ever done. And it's not like I was working every single day on this, but I was working a lot of every single day on this. I was working most every day of this. Almost every day, barring some breaks, I was spending on... Imagine I could speak well. I think I'm so out of practice from regularly doing videos that I haven't had the ability to speak in a long time, which is very strange. There's a lot that I could talk about that I can't cram into this video, so I plan to drip feed it over a long period of time. But one of the things that I want to do is I want to revisit this because it has legitimately been a while since I've played it. It has been so long since I just played this game that has somehow taken my entire life and shifted it in a good direction, but the shift was violent. It was a violent shove. I got slammed into a submarine and welded in with dangled promises of freedom in front of my face. Oh, please. Oh, no. And then submerged into an ocean of blood. It's crazy. Like, legitimately crazy to think about.
Cruising depth in roughly 40 seconds. Stand by. I'm seeing some voltage irregularities in the instruments, so keep an eye out for sparks or flames or anything like that. Approaching maximum depth. The hull's feeling it, but it's still holding strong. Closing port hull shielding. We're starting to lose radio signal. You'll be at cruise depth soon, so refreshing and be careful. You're on your own. Good.
Man, I have thought about this game and the movie and the universe inside and out so many times, so many ways, that just hearing it in its original form is so weirdly nostalgic. And it's only been, well, I guess it's been 2 years now, which is a long time. But not that long of a time, but long time. Just, man. Oh, man. This fucking game. I mean that in the best way. I hope you understand that there's just so much life that I have lived. Oh. Oh my God. You don't understand. You don't understand. How could you understand? It's not something that I can just get out in a single video. There's just so much. There's so much that I want to see. Anyway, so there's cheat codes. This first one is... it's just... and then you just play the game this way. Oh, man. God. Oh. Oh! You beauty. You beauty! Ah, man, what a strange thing to be back here, looking at this. This means nothing to you, but I've gone on a journey. I've gone on a hell of a journey over the past year and a half, and it's been all for the better. I've said it a few times, but I have learned so much. I've learned so unbelievably much when it comes down to this game and turning it into a movie. And I've made projects before. That's the thing. I've made them before. And there's so many skills that did apply, but the other things that went into this, the psychological difference of making one of those and making a movie, to me going into it was no different. And even coming out of it, it's not different. But to everyone else involved, incredibly different. And I don't know why. Okay, so the first thing that I want to do is this cheat code here. Now you can see. Oh, can I? I can't. Oh, I can. Oh my God. What? That's so weird. That's so weird. Oh, that's so weird. That's not right. That's not right. Oh, bizarre. I wish it was slightly larger. I forgot about the random noises around here. When I say that the main part of the movie making process is done, what that amounts to is pretty much all of the post-production I did with me and my team. Barring some very large VFX things, a lot of it was down to us. And there's still plenty to do. Thankfully, plenty that we don't have to do. But there's logistical concerns and there's like coordination with other people concerns. There was a lot of wrenches thrown into the process that I was not expecting. The actual movie making itself, that actually was not that, well, it was much more complicated than anything I've done and to a higher level than anything I've done, but I expected that. What I didn't expect was all the other little things that added up along the way that made it a much, much more difficult process than I ever could have hoped for. There was a huge strike in the middle of it. That was a big deal. That threw a wrench in. But also, there's a bunch of stories that I probably can't talk about and don't want to talk about because I don't want anyone seeming like I'm painting them in a bad light. That's the last thing I want to do when coming out of this. But it can't be denied that there were a lot of problems because of people. There's people problems when it comes to making movies. Because you can't, well, you can, but you can very rarely make something of this scale on your own. I'm not saying it's impossible, but even I would be, I would be remiss to say that it's likely to happen. So when you're making something of the scale, like turning this into a movie, even though it's a contained idea, there's a lot more moving parts than you could ever hope. There just are. And when you have all those moving parts, then what you end up with is, you know, a lot of people with their own lives, their own schedules, their own egos, their own problems, and all of them have sometimes interpersonal problems working with each other. When you're making a movie, it's a lot of people management. It's like you gotta have good people skills. And I'm an introvert. Look, I can talk publicly, and I can speak somewhat competently, and I feel like is that a drip? I feel like I have the general ability to know what I want and be able to communicate with what I want. But that doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be perfect all the time because, again, yeah, you're dealing with people. People. I hope you understand that that's what I say to blanket sweep a large portion of why this was such a difficult process and why I had to take up so much on my own with Lixie and Marcus Rachel, and new addition to the team. Everybody thank Molly, not the Molly you know, but Deadly Melodic on Instagram. Huge help with, like, so much. Like, cannot thank enough. Because when it comes down to it, you know, communication, when you're dealing with people, communication is everything. It just is. It's everything. Okay, so there's another cheat code here called Rave, and I'm just... That's it. Wow, that is... These are great cheat codes. These are so good.
Oh, wow. I've never been to one of these clubs before. Whoa!
Yeah, no, that's actually not bad. Alright, so there's another one here that adds... Oh, man. So It's one of those things where you play this game so much and you think about it and you hear a voice on the radio. So, you know, when you go into the movie making process, you go like, oh yeah, of course, there was a speaker in the game, right? You entirely forget like the smallest details, because like obviously, because you saw in the very first teaser trailer that was released over a year ago now, you saw the interior of the set and what we did with it and how we did it. If you haven't seen it, actually, I could probably just pull it up. So you got the game here, and then you got our set here, and so like it's kind of dark. Some people might have even missed it. But up here is a speaker, because I was like, they're talking on the radio. There was a speaker. There was a speaker in it, right? There was a speaker in the game, right? I really thought from the very get-go that the game had a speaker in it. And it turns out it didn't. I was like, wow, man, that's kind of crazy. Mostly the recreation of it is pretty faithful. But that one is it's just one of those things where you're like, I never suspected that was that way. Anyway, that's another cheat code. So CH life vest activated, which turns on. Oh man, that's great. That's great. Oh, now you can see it. Okay, yeah, there it is. That's good. That's good. All right, so these are most of the cheat codes. There actually aren't that many cheat codes, but there's one cheat code that I'm saving here at the end that I think you guys are really gonna like, which is Mark. What is that? Oh, what is that? What is that one? Oh. Oh god, I should be Chica! Hey, there she is. Oh man. Yeah, Chica was on set alongside Henry, and really the emotional support bedrock of the entire experience was just the pups being able to be there. I was actually in for the past like 6 months. I've been bouncing. That's crazy. I don't like that, actually. I don't like that. For the past 6 months-ish, I've been bouncing back and forth between Austin to work on this movie and Dallas. And then for the past 4 months, we've been in Austin, just sprinting in an Airbnb with all the editors working together on finishing up the movie for various reasons. Again, that we had to start taking a lot of stuff on ourselves to do. And even then it was questionable whether it would be enough. And I loved it. I hated it when it was happening because of how much work it was there. But that's what I've always talked about, like when I'm in these sprints, when I'm working on these things, when I'm doing these kinds of bigger projects, and this one being the biggest one, is because it's so much work, but it's so nice to have the pressure that you have to do something, and it forces you to transform, basically. It forces you to learn, to push yourself more than anything you'd ever done before, because how could you not do it? You know what I mean? You have this pressure cooker of the project, the timing, the kind of like desperate need to finish it, and also time is money, and so when it comes down to making projects like these, the longer it goes, the more expensive it gets, and so the only way to save money is to do more yourself. And it has to get done. It just has to get done, and you have to learn everything to do it. I love opportunities like that. I'm gonna keep going like this. I love opportunities like that because it just is such a rare thing to do. It's so rare to have that pressure. It's so rare to have the opportunity to push yourself like that. It just is. And this was the most arduous one. And the reason that I put so much pressure on this one, and the reason why I tried so hard on this one more than any other is, well, I mean, honestly, I would try just as hard given, sorry, I'm just noticing my faces every once in a while. I would try so hard because I do that for everything that I'm doing, because I want it to be good and I want to be able to do it. I often, will say things that I don't know necessarily if I can do them in the moment that I'm saying them, but I believe in my ability to push myself to learn the things that I need to know to be able to do those things. And this was the biggest check that I wrote that I could not cash at the moment, but I knew that if I tried hard enough and if I learned enough, I would be able to do it. That's what I knew. I absolutely knew that I could push myself to do this project. I just didn't even know from the very get-go what I needed to know. Circumstances be as they may, in an ideal world, I wouldn't have had to learn as much as I did to get to where I was. But I knew that it would be transformative for me, personally. I knew that I would be able to do anything. If I pushed myself enough to make this one happen, I could do anything. I could do absolutely anything. And even in me saying that is still this scenario where I'm like, I don't even know the problems that are gonna come up. Wow, I didn't know that there was obstacles that I would be driving through. I don't even know the problems that are gonna come up in the next one. But, that being said, I really, really am proud of what we made. I really am. I cannot wait for you to see this one. And obviously, like I said, it's not out yet. There's still work to be done. There's still more things to be done. But I am officially moving out of movie mode. I am officially taking myself from movie mode for the better part of a year and a half now and putting myself back in YouTube mode because holy shit, I miss it. I know I've been making content and I've been updating and I've been doing stuff, but this is the most that I've gone without making regular videos in so long. Man. You'd think I would know perfectly how to do this. We built a physical version of this console, right? I say we, you know, I didn't build it, but you'd think that I would know exactly how it works. And I do, but it's still just very strange. Like, what an arduous way to build anything at all. What a horrendous way to have navigation. Yeah, David, the developer, really understood how the worst possible way to make controls would be. Because holy crap, yes it is. Ooh, that's nice. That's beautifully framed. I like that a lot. Wow. Look at, it's so weird also to basically be looking at this picture. Oh man, so much of my life has gone into this. So much of my life, like a legitimate large percentage of my life dedicated to this project. And I just can't wait for you to see it. There's a lot more conversations and a lot more people conversations that need to occur before it goes out to you guys, but it is going to theaters. I don't know where yet. I don't know how far. These conversations are unfamiliar to me, but thankfully I do have some people that are guiding me through it and some people that are very excited to get it out there, which is good. When? Hopefully soon. I really hope it's soon because now that it's past that stage where I'm doing my sprint, now I'm eager to just get it out there. But that's not the way it works. Unfortunately, like it's not the same as just putting it up on my YouTube channel. Theaters are a very complicated process, and negotiating that is again more people, because as it turns out, there's not just one button you press and it goes out to everybody. No, there's a lot of people involved and a lot of people that want to be part of the process and contracts that need to be negotiated and things like that. Yeah, so I'm not looking forward to that part of things. I'm actually not at all, because that's the part of things I don't like. And that's the part of things that why I'm so eager to get back into YouTube, is because YouTube, my channel, is something that I can do. I can do on my own. And that was the beautiful thing about YouTube. That's the beautiful thing about coming up from making content on YouTube, is because there is a freedom to it. And internet in general, and you know, TikTok or wherever you make content, there's a freedom to it. There is this expression that you get to have. You get to put things out there. But the problem with YouTube, and why I always crave doing more, is YouTube is very easy to get comfortable in. You don't find yourself challenged in ways that really challenge you creatively all the time. There is the pressure. There's the pressure that some people put on themselves of like, oh, I want to be successful on YouTube. I want to have a certain number of subscribers. I want to reach a certain number of people. And those are things that you can challenge yourself with. But my biggest problem way long ago, and I talked about this over the years, is that I accomplished the goals that I wanted to accomplish way back when, way back when. At this point, not really in the grand scheme of things, but at this point in my life, I accomplished what I wanted to accomplish on YouTube, which is to be successful on YouTube, whatever metric that was. And then I realized that sitting at the top of that mountain, I felt very unfulfilled because I didn't feel like I was chasing anything else. I didn't feel like I was improving. And that's when I started down the path of doing the bigger projects, you know, with like A Day with Markiplier, and then, you know, Who Killed Markiplier, and then Heist with Markiplier, and all of these different things, all the way spanning up to what this is now. And so, yeah, this is just... I hope you understand that I look at this not as the end of the road, be-all, end-all of projects that I want to make. Nah, it was one fucking huge mountain of a stepping stone. And everyone's so mad at me. Everyone always gets so mad at me when I say this, but I was like, I can't fucking wait to do it all over again. I can't fucking wait to do it all over again. And that's a tough thing. It's like, this one isn't even out yet. But I really, really, really can't wait to bring some of the things that I've learned into YouTube in general, and like just the normal content that I have. I have so many fun ideas planned. So anyway, long rambling thing over. Hope you enjoyed the cheats update of this. I'm gonna go crash into a mountain. Thank you everybody so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed this. You can check out the original Iron Lung playthrough down in the description, or the Iron Lung trailers. Thank you so much everybody for sticking with me. Regular content coming back, starting from this video here, and then never stopping. Oh, I thought I was gonna die. And then never stopping until, I drop. So that'd be nice. I'm just gonna keep sprinting until I roll headfirst into the grave, making content for as long as I live. Thank you. And as always, I will see you in the